So we're going to talk about viewings and what's the right number of viewings to be doing weekly and monthly. It's Catherine here from Intelligent Property. So I talk to lots of people during the week and mentor some people. I chat to people, I suppose, who have just as much experience as me, and we compare methodologies, etc. So personally, I focus mainly on flips in the west of Ireland now, well, from the Midlands down to the west. I do this because I don't particularly like tenants. I like project-based stuff. I like the lump sum payments at the end of flips. And I don't particularly want to hold property for various different reasons. Whether you're looking for flips or whether you're looking for buy-to-lets, obviously viewings is an integral part to that. And what I notice, and I suppose what's taught at some of the large training courses, is all about, viewings. Now, let's think back. If you want to reverse engineer an outcome, so you want to start at the end where you have deals, and you want to work your way back, and you want to find out what's the easiest steps really to get there. So I'm not a fan of just going viewing everything that you can go and view. For one glaring reason is I don't want the estate agent to think I'm a time waster. You're showing a lack of respect for somebody's time when you go to view things that you probably wouldn't be offering. So the approach I would always take is I'd chat to them in detail, explain what my criteria are before I leave the office, and I would say to them, what did they suggest I viewed? People underestimate. I think sometimes they go to property training, might be only 2 days property training, and they think they know more than an estate agent who's been working for 10 years. Now, I will be the first to say I meet loads of estate agents who could do better, who really only open the front door to a house and let you in. There's no sales, there's no qualifying the candidates, and it's poor salesmanship. But that doesn't mean that they don't know their market way better than you or I know it, because first of all, to qualify as an estate agent takes a lot more than 2 days. And secondly, they're on that patch day in, day out. And if they don't think they can resell something, it doesn't matter how good or beautifully you think you can present it. So if I was new to a new area recently, say, and I identified there's about 5 agents. Now, within a half day, I could identify by meeting all of them in their offices, having a chat, that's better done initially in person than on the phone. We were between lockdowns at the time. I was able to very quickly identify that one guy was streets ahead of the rest. He was far more up to date in terms of photograph, marketing, presentation, understanding the value of staging, etc. But equally, I could see he didn't get the rubbish property. So he might be the guy I'd sell with. He probably won't be the guy I'd be buying off. I could see then that there was distinctly 2 guys who had all the really rubbed off. So that builds a picture for you. I still haven't gone to any viewings, might I add. So people say to me, I'm going to view 20 properties a week. They're assuming that out of 20 will come maybe 4 they're interested in, maybe place the offers on 4, and maybe have 1 accepted. But the piece they're not taking into account is, who do they expect to show them 20 properties when they're only thinking of buying 1? Ireland is different to the UK like that. People will get fatigue with you if you keep viewing everything and buying nothing. In fact, I heard a funny story lately about somebody that heard the estate agent muttering under their breath when they were bringing them around. Are you actually going to buy anything at all? And that's very Irish. We cannot go and view everything somebody has and still expect to have their time and attention, because you are wasting their time by the very description of that. So don't just go off viewing things to make up the numbers and to feel you're active. Activity, my desired outcome is always minimum activity and for the maximum profit, the maximum amount of deals I make. So I'm always going to be asking the agents, is this worth a look at, or are they negotiable on the price? Why would I drive half an hour, view a property, bring them out in the rain, piss them off, and do all of that instead of a 3-minute phone call? I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. You'll think you're active if you're doing loads of viewings, but it's not. Active is useless if you're not actually getting deals. So you should be leveraging your estate agent's knowledge to find out who's open to negotiation, who's had a sale fall through, what's slow moving, and to really, really ask those questions before you go out charging around the place like a headless chicken. There are one main benefit only that I can think of really to do with viewings, meeting that agent in person. You can do that by calling into their office and not disturbing them. The human touch, there are people we will like to deal with and people we won't like to deal with. And of course, if you've done a good few deals, you'll want to let them know that you're not a time waster, that you will be buying stuff, you're just trying to find your bearings if it's a new area. But do not charge off just viewing, thinking that because you have activity, you're going to have results. I chat to busy fools every single week of the year who've loads and loads of activity and no results. I'm all about minimum activity, maximum results. So pop us a private message if you'd like any further info on any training or mentoring. But please, don't be wasting your time going to viewings that aren't the right ones. Leverage the information you have. Comparable prices, length of time it's on the market, what's a slow seller. Your estate agent can answer all of those questions on a phone call without dragging them around in this terrible, terrible weather. Wasted their time and in fact alienating them. You're not making friends with people by dragging them around in the rain without a proof of funds when you clearly aren't ready to proceed. You're alienating them. So, as with nearly everything I discuss with people, put yourself in the other person's shoes and see what's the most sensible way to get their help without wasting their time. And that to me is most definitely on the phone or over coffee in their office. Viewings are activity, not results. There's not always a correlation between the two that's so clear-cut. So hopefully that's useful, guys. Less viewings and more information. Thanks. Bye.